What if the very thing you desire is the very thing you fear? Is love a risk worth taking, or does the fear of being hurt hold you back? This is a question that has puzzled many a heart. It is the paradox of love, the eternal tug-of-war between longing for connection and the fear of vulnerability. Imagine two dancers locked in an eternal pirouette. They are love and fear, intertwined yet in constant conflict. They exist within each of us, dictating our decisions and shaping our lives. Love, with its warm, inviting glow, beckons us towards the promise of joy, connection, and intimacy. Yet on the other side, fear, with its icy grip, warns us of potential pain, heartbreak, and rejection. How can these two powerful emotions coexist? How can we yearn for something that also terrifies us? The answer lies in vulnerability. To love is to be vulnerable. It is to tear down the walls we so meticulously build around our hearts and allow someone else in. It is to share our deepest secrets, our hopes, our dreams, and yes, our fears. But that's precisely where fear sneaks in. What if our vulnerability is exploited? What if we are hurt, rejected, or worse, ignored? The fear of being hurt can be paralyzing, causing us to retreat back within our walls, away from the warmth of love. Yet, is it not true that the most beautiful roses grow among the sharpest thorns? Similarly, the most profound love often emerges from the deepest vulnerability. The fear of being hurt is not a sign to retreat, but a signal to proceed with caution, to tread mindfully, and to choose wisely. What if we could transform this fear not by avoiding it, but by embracing it? Not by running away from love, but towards self-love. Because when we truly love ourselves, we are no longer dependent on others for our happiness. We become our own source of love, and any additional love we receive becomes a delightful bonus, not a desperate necessity. To love or not to love, that is the question, sparked from the fear of being hurt. Yet, could the key to resolving this conflict lie in self-love? Imagine a person lost in the maze of love and fear, searching for a way out. This person is Jake, and his journey towards self-love is a testament to us all. Jake, like many of us, found himself entangled in the complex web of love. He yearned for connection, for acceptance, for the warmth that love promises. Yet the fear of being hurt cast a shadow over his heart, making him question if love was worth the potential pain. Jake's struggle is one that resonates with us all. The fear of being hurt can often overshadow the desire for love. But Jake decided to confront this fear and embarked upon a journey towards self-love. This journey wasn't a linear one. It was filled with moments of self-doubt, despair, and confusion. Yet Jake remained committed to his path, knowing that the destination was worth the journey. He began by acknowledging his fear. He recognized that it was only human to be afraid of pain and that it was okay to be vulnerable. This acceptance was the first step towards self-love. With acceptance came the understanding that he was not defined by his fear but by his capacity to love and be loved. Jake then started to cultivate kindness towards himself. He learned to appreciate his strengths, forgive his weaknesses, and embrace his uniqueness. He realized that he was enough, just as he was. This realization was a beacon of light in his journey towards self-love. Gradually, Jake started to see changes. He felt a sense of peace and contentment that had been missing. He started to believe in his worth and found the courage to open his heart to love again. He understood that self-love wasn't about being immune to pain. It was about acknowledging the pain, yet choosing to love anyway. Jake's journey towards self-love was a turning point in his life. It dissolved his fear and left him feeling only the love he was meant to feel. His story serves as a reminder that self-love isn't a destination but a journey that begins with acceptance, continues with kindness, and ends with love, a journey that every one of us is capable of embarking on. Self-love, a simple concept yet so profound it transformed Jake's life. But how does self-love work and why is it so important? Self-love is the act of valuing one's own happiness and well-being. It's about treating oneself kindly, forgiving oneself for past mistakes, and understanding that it's okay to put oneself first. It's a journey of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and ultimately, self-fulfillment. Now let's delve into how self-love can help overcome fear and enable us to love freely. Fear often stems from the unknown, the uncertain, the things we can't control. This fear can hinder our ability to love, as we're constantly afraid of being hurt, of being rejected, of being not enough. But when we cultivate self-love, we build a strong foundation within ourselves. We understand our worth, we acknowledge our strengths, and we accept our weaknesses. This self-assuredness, this confidence acts as a shield against fear. It enables us to love without hesitation, without the constant worry of being hurt. Take Jake, for instance. Jake was always afraid to love, always afraid to let anyone in. He feared rejection. He feared the pain that might come with love. But when he embarked on his journey of self-love, he started to see a change. He started to see his worth. He started to understand that he was enough, just as he was. This newfound self-love gave him the courage to open his heart, to let others in, and to love without fear. The impact of self-love on Jake's life was profound. He was happier, more content, more at peace with himself. He was able to form deeper, more meaningful relationships. He was able to give love freely and receive love without fear. And this transformation wasn't just limited to him. They saw the change in him. They saw the power of self-love. And they too were inspired to embark on their own journeys of self-love. But the power of self-love doesn't stop there. It also provides a safe haven during challenging times. Life is unpredictable. There are ups and downs, twists and turns, moments of joy and moments of sorrow. And during these challenging times, it's easy to feel lost, to feel overwhelmed. But when you have self-love, you have a sanctuary within yourself. You have a place where you can retreat, where you can find peace amidst the chaos. You have a source of strength, of resilience, of hope. Self-love permeated Jake's core, allowing him to accept others without fear. He found a safe haven in self-love during challenging times. And you too can find this power within yourself. You too can transform your life with self-love. You too can love without fear. You too can find your safe haven in self-love. Embracing self-love isn't an overnight journey. It's a steady process, just like Jake's journey. But how can you embark on this journey? Let's begin with the first step, the cornerstone of self-love. Self-acceptance. Accept yourself, warts and all. Acknowledge your strengths, your weaknesses, your quirks and your flaws. Acceptance is not about condoning or ignoring your shortcomings. It's about understanding that you are a work in progress, a beautiful masterpiece that's still being painted. This leads us to the second step, patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is self-love. Be patient with yourself as you navigate this journey. There will be days when you stumble, when you backtrack, when you question your worth. Remember, it's okay. It's part of the process. Be gentle with yourself, just as you would be with a loved one learning to walk. Now, on to the third step, self-care. This is not just about bubble baths and spa days, though they are lovely. Self-care is about nourishing your mind, body, and soul. It's about setting boundaries, saying no when you need to, and prioritizing your well-being. It's about feeding your body nutritious food, keeping your mind active and engaged, and nurturing your soul with love and kindness. The fourth step is a bit more abstract. It's about cultivating a positive mindset. This involves acknowledging your negative thoughts, but not letting them define you. It's about replacing those thoughts with positive affirmations, with love, with kindness. Remember, you are what you think. Lastly, don't forget to celebrate your progress. Each step you take towards self-love, no matter how small, is a victory. Celebrate it. Reward yourself. Be proud of how far you've come. The journey towards self-love may be complex, but it's a journey worth taking. Like Jake, may you find the courage to love yourself. Love or fear, a choice we all face, but with self-love, we can face this choice with courage and acceptance. Let's take a moment to reflect on our journey today. We've explored the paradox of love, the journey of self-love, and the power that self-love holds. We've understood how embracing self-love can change our perspective on love and fear. Remember, self-love isn't selfish. It's about nurturing our own souls, treating ourselves with kindness and acknowledging our worth. By loving ourselves, we become more resilient against the fear of getting hurt. We become able to give and receive love freely, without fear or reservation. We must also remember that self-love isn't a destination, but a constant journey. It's something we cultivate every day with every thought and every action. In the end, the question isn't to love or not to love, but how much do you love yourself? For in loving ourselves, we find the courage to love others despite the fear of being hurt.